Hello everybody, I am Kindly Keyin, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I thought that I'd just do a quick little video talking about the new Secret Neighbor reveal. Now, in case you guys don't know, Secret Neighbor is a brand new game by TinyBuild that extends the universe of Hello Neighbor, which is really, really cool. But the most notable thing about Secret Neighbor is that it's actually a multiplayer game. That seems kind of insane, but actually kind of cool at the same time. TinyBuild is calling it a multiplayer social horror game, which is a really, really interesting approach to making a game. So essentially the way that it works is there are multiple players to a single map. I don't know exactly how you join that game and how it sets that up. It's probably similar to like matchmaking in most multiplayer games. We also don't know exactly how many players can play at the same time, but based on the trailer, it looked like there was 4 people playing at the same time. But now, one of those children is actually the neighbor, a secret neighbor, if you will, and they have abilities that allow them to kind of deceive and trick the other player characters. It's honestly a really interesting take on multiplayer. The player who's playing as the secret neighbor can transform into a child and trick the other players into thinking that they're a good person. And so they said that you would actually have to use like the voice chat to trick the other people, to help them and deceive them into thinking that, hey, we're all on the same team, but actually I'm trying to take you away and trap you in my basement. Because, you know, that's what the neighbor does. And so this game takes place between Act 1 and Act 2. So if you remember in Act 1, we play as the main character from Hello Neighbor, but the younger version of him. And then the neighbor catches us and sticks us in his basement. So in Secret Neighbor, I guess you're playing as like the neighborhood kids. And apparently they found out that the neighbor is a weirdo and a creep and he's trapped you in his basement. And now they're trying to save you. So I guess that's the motivation of being at the neighbor's house. Now, the interesting thing that I noticed from the trailer in the house is that the house looks totally different from any of the other houses that we played in any of the acts in Hello Neighbor. So I don't know if the plan is to have multiple different houses, basically different levels, if you will, and that'll make things a little bit more interesting. I think that'll make the game a lot more replayable because you won't be playing the same level over and over again. I think that's an important aspect, especially if this game focuses so much on multiplayer. So I'm over here on the Secret Neighbor website, and there's a whole bunch of screenshots that I haven't actually seen. So why don't we go through these and just kind of analyze them, take a quick look at them. You can see this one. This house is completely different. This is a house that we've never seen before, which is very exciting. You can also see the locks on the basement door there on the left-hand side of the screen. It looks like there's 4, maybe 5 keys? I don't know, but that's probably the main objective while you're playing as the children, is to try and collect all of the keys hidden throughout the neighbor's house. And it looks like there's gonna be quite a few. Here's a shot of the neighbor hanging out in his garage, and again, not a room that we've ever seen before in any of the other Hello Neighbors, which is kind of weird, right? Because if this does take place between Act 1 and Act 2, how did the neighbor change his house so much between those 2 acts? We know in Act 1, he has a pretty normal house, normal-ish house. In Act 2, he has like an entire wall around it. He has all the weird pipe puzzles and all that stuff. But man, this guy is busy. He's constantly changing his house. It's very impressive, neighbor. That's just creepy. That is absolutely horrifying. Looks like this is another shot from inside of that garage that we were looking at, but there's a big old hole. Also, you notice this is a picture of the neighbor standing in front of his house. He's got a giant painting of himself in this room. I mean, we already knew it, but man, this guy's weird. Now, this shot is actually really, really cool. It looks like the neighbor has a greenhouse inside of his house. I would assume that this is attached to his house. Maybe it is an outside building. I don't know. This is a really, really cool looking room. I love how vibrant and colorful the game is. There's just something really special about the art style in Hello Neighbor. I'm so happy to see it kind of in different ways. Also, if we look down at the lower left-hand corner, we kind of have some interesting items here. I noticed that this kid has a mask. Now, I don't know if these are like abilities or actual items that they've picked up while they were exploring the house, but what do you suppose a mask is for? I don't know. Maybe this character is the secret neighbor. Hopefully we'll be able to play it soon so that we can figure that all out. Yeah, that's creepy. Just so you know, little guy, there's a neighbor behind you. And this is the neighbor's point of view. And also, I'm noticing that this inventory is exactly the same as the one that we saw before. So, I'm willing to bet that the character that we were looking through the eyes of in the last slide is probably the same character here. So that probably was the secret neighbor. Yeah, this kid, he's in trouble. You can see here, there's the neighbor. He grabbed one of the children. I don't know what would be more horrifying. Watching your friend get taken by this weirdo, or actually be taken yourself. You know, now that I think about it, probably just being taken yourself would be much worse. Yeah, more creepy neighbor. And the cool thing is that up until this point, up until like this moment when the neighbor showed up, this guy could have been just a little kid, just like the rest of them. They may have had no idea that he was actually the neighbor. It's like the ultimate trolling game, which sounds like a lot of fun. Hopefully I won't be terrible at it. Looks like more shots of this inside garden that the neighbor has. Very cool stuff. Oh, that's a nice shot of escaping for your life. Looks like the kid did pick up a blue key, but better run a little bit faster. Oh, this is interesting. So the neighbor has kind of like a theater room. Who would have thought? Good for him. And there we go, we got another shot of the door, and you can see there's tons of locks on this thing. It looks like the kids actually removed one lock already, probably the red key. Oh yeah, you can actually see the opened red lock there right next to the kid in the yellow shirt. But there's still 4 more locks. They still got a lot more work to do. And by the way, guys, the neighbor's standing right behind you. You're all dead. Whoa! That is cool. Okay, so this is the outside of the greenhouse. So we can actually see it is attached to the neighbor's house. This is such a different house, and I'm actually very excited to explore it. But wow, the neighbor has been working very hard. Looks like we get a wide shot here of what looks to be like a dining room that's connected to a kitchen. And again, this house bears no resemblance whatsoever to any of the other houses, which is absurd, but good for you, neighbor. Building and tearing down and then building again. There's the front of the house. That is quite an entrance. You know, honestly, kids, probably just leave. That would probably be what I would do. Oh, this is really cool too. So we actually get to see some interaction with the kids and the neighbor. You can see this kid already got knocked out by the neighbor, but you can also see that the neighbor seems to be dazed or something. So the kids, they do have abilities, and they talked about it. You can basically use anything on the map as a weapon. So I don't know if that means that you can pick up just about anything and throw it at the neighbor, and if it will have this kind of effect on him. If you're playing as the neighbor, I wonder how that affects you in your game. It probably maybe it makes like your vision blurry and you stop moving. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how they make it even, because it would kind of stink if the neighbor always won. It's pretty clear that the neighbor has the advantage, but I hope that they make it so that the kids can actually win. You got another shot of the neighbor being dazed. And of course, the poor kid is knocked out, just laying there. I don't know if maybe their friends can pick them back up, revive them. Who knows? You got another shot here of the garage and another character, of course. It seems like right now there's probably only like 4 different kids, like actual looks of the children. I don't know if they'll add more, or maybe there's some customization. I doubt it, but maybe you can customize your own little kid. Yeah, buddy, you might want to turn around. There's that shot of the neighbor looking down on the garage, but from the neighbor's perspective, and once again, we can see the painting, the giant painting of the neighbor off to his right, once again. Just being a weirdo, as always, neighbor. We'd never expect anything less, would we? What? Why is the neighbor inside of the wardrobe? No, that's hiding places for the children, not for the neighbor. That is horrifying. So could the neighbor just close himself in one of those wardrobes and then just wait for a kid to walk by and jump out like that? That seems to be the case. Is that a picture of the main character? Why does the neighbor have a picture of the main character in his house? You abducted that kid. Why are you hanging evidence that clearly shows that you're a maniac who stole that kid? The police just walk into your house. They're gonna know exactly what happened there. What's going on? Where are the police in this situation? This town has a terrible police force. They need to sort this out. That is very, very upsetting. But that's the last picture. That's the last one we're gonna get, but we did get some really good tidbits out of those pictures. I've got to tell you guys, I am really excited for this game. I'm excited to see a new house and essentially a new way of playing Hello Neighbor. This is going to be really, really fun. So you guys can sign up for the alpha. Just go to secretneighbor.com and you'll find this little button here. You can click it and sign up so that you can try it out as soon as it's available. They said that they're going to start testing very, very soon. I don't know what that means. I don't have any kind of insider information on it, unfortunately, but hopefully they mean very, very soon, like within the next week or so. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. But there you have it, guys. I thought it would be fun to just kind of go through the information that they've given us and try and figure out what's going on. If you guys noticed anything that perhaps I missed, let me know in the comment section down below, and let me know if you guys are excited for Secret Neighbor. But that's going to do it for this quick little episode. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to hit that like button. And of course, if you'd like to see more, you can subscribe to my channel by clicking on that little circle with my logo in it right below this window. You can also watch more of my videos by clicking on the sides of the screen. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.